Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to do an update for my Pan That palette. Now just to remind you, I am working on my Lorac Pro Metal palette for the year, so let me go ahead and show you what this palette looked like last time I did an update. I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit strange. I don't know if I'm getting sick or what, but my voice has been a little strange the last couple of days. But now let me go ahead and show you what the palette looks like now. Please excuse my nails as well. I know I need to get them done. But this is what I am currently working with. Quite a few changes from last month, which is really, really exciting. I am definitely getting down to the nitty-gritty with this palette. But yeah, here we go. So as you can see here, the biggest change just right off the bat is that the shade Amber has completely been finished up, which I'm really, really excited about. I did like that shade. It was a mix of Gilded and Amber together because Gilded was just too hard for me to use on its own, but that shade is totally gone, so I'm really excited about that. And I actually finished off the shade Quartz as well. So what you're seeing in the pan now is not Quartz. I was able to finish off that shade completely, and what I ended up doing was taking a shade from my Urban Decay Ammo palette. Now spoiler alert, I think that might be the palette that I'm going to be working on for next year's Pan That palette. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that might be the one that I'm going to go with. But I wanted to test out one of the shades in there that I know I'm going to have a hard time with, and that is the shade Polyester Bride. And it's very similar to what Quartz originally looked like here in the palette. Excuse me, see, my voice is just sounding so strange. I've just got this frog like stuck in my throat. I don't know. Anyways, back to the palette. The shade Polyester Bride in the Urban Decay Ammo palette is very similar to Quartz here. Just to kind of test it out, I decided to treat the Polyester Bride shade similarly to how I've been using Quartz and mixing in a couple of the shades or a shade from my Urban Decay Naked 3 palette just to see how it worked. And I don't like it as much as I liked the Quartz shade. I do have it on my cheeks today. Let me know what you guys think about it as a highlighter. I think for an everyday look it's a little too much. I don't know. I'm gonna have to tweak it a little bit if that is the shade or if that is the palette that I'm going to go with, because I don't think this is the perfect combination of shades to make that shade work for me. I'm just going to keep playing with that shade. I do have a few months, of course, until the start of the year, so I definitely could change my mind and decide to not work on that one next year, but we'll see. And I do think I will be able to finish this one off by the next update. There isn't really that much there. It's very, very shallow in the pan. So there's that one, and then here is the shade Clover, the last actual shade from this palette in here, and it's not even just Clover anymore. I did go ahead and repress this, and just to start using up some other shades, I decided to throw in a tiny bit of a shade from my Naked 3. So here's the shade Liar from my Naked 3, and there was just a tiny little bit of shadow still left at the bottom of the pan here, so I decided to throw that in with Clover. I wasn't expecting it to do too much, but it really did change the look of the shadow in the palette here. It does still come across as green on my hand here. Well, maybe not in this light, but I think on my eyes it does kind of still look green. It actually kind of in the pan looks like how Graphite looked in this palette, but it's still definitely a fine shade to use in the outer V, and I don't know if I'll be able to finish that one off by the end of the month or by the next update, I mean, but if I don't, I will be very close, I think. So I'm super, super close to finishing this off. If I don't finish it in October, this definitely should be done by November. Oh, and then I didn't even give you a swatch of this new shade that I made, the highlight one, but it is right there. So back to my Naked 3 shades, but first let me go ahead and show you what the palette looked like last month. And now this is what they all look like now. We have Limit, Buzz, Liar, and Dark Side, and I'm not really even working on Dark Side. I just have it in this palette, but I'm not really focusing on that one right now. But that is what everything looks like. And then here is my Beaches and Cream shade from Makeup Geek, which I am keeping track of in this project. I didn't even have pan showing on that last month, I don't think, so I have made quite a bit of progress on that one, which is exciting. But then as far as these Naked 3 shades that I've been working on, the shade Limit here, I have made some decent progress. It is such a densely packed eyeshadow, it just takes forever to work through, but that is the shade that I mixed in with the Polyester Bride to kind of see how that worked. And I am using this in my crease just about every day, so it's definitely a slow going shade, like I said, but we are making progress on it. And then the shade Buzz here is the shadow that I've been using all over my lid recently. On its own, it's not the best shade going into fall, but I've been using a darker base, so it kind of works, I think. I do have it on my eyes today, and I don't hate the look. So hopefully by the end of next update, or by the next update, I can maybe finish off this bottom part. I don't know. If I don't, I should be really close. That would be my goal for sure. And then this shade Liar here, I really haven't worked on it too much. Like I said, I did mix in a little bit of what was at the bottom of the pan in with the shade Clover in my other palette, But once that clover shade is gone, I will, I think, start using this in the outer corner and see how that works. It might be a little bit light, but I am going to try and see how it works. And if I do decide that it's too light, I might start alternating these as lid shades. So that's everything then for this update. I'm pretty pleased with how this project is going so far. I think I might be done with this by next month, which would be amazing. If not next month, definitely by November, as I mentioned. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today and hanging out with me for a little bit. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future uploads. We can also connect on Instagram. I will have my link listed down in the description box below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!